Cleaning your father line, cleaning your mother line. You may know the answer to this. At least that's what you believe. Or you may not know it at all. Maybe it's all new to you. Either way, this video ending up on your screen means there's something new for you to learn today. And I will be answering some questions that a lot of people have been asking intuitively. Whatever will come up will be the thing that you need to hear today, that I need to say out loud today, or that maybe even I need to hear for the first time. So sit comfortably and enjoy the ride. Like, subscribe, and share. So first of all, I will explain shortly what the mother line is and what the father line is. Each of us has both lines. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You have a father and a mother. I'm talking about the biological one. Actually, not only. If you are adopted, if you never knew your own parents or you had a father or mother figure in your life who was really very present, then this can apply too. Most of what I'll be talking about comes from the biological parents, but some of it may come through how do you call it? The adoptive ones, let's say, those who were really in your life. And so the mother line is your mother, your grandmother, grandmother, so all the women in the line. That's the simplest way of describing it. Although, what some may ignore is that it's actually about the ancestors from your mother's side. So it also means the grandfather from your mom's side, and so on. On the father's side, it's the same. It's the ancestral line of your father, which is actually quite wide. In some cases, all of them dropped off energetically, not just physically through the genetics, some information, some trauma, some pain, some experiences, some knowledge. And sometimes we cannot see any of this, we just see one thing because it's so strong, it becomes so predominant. I myself experienced both energies from my mother line and from my father line, and I had to clean out quite a bit. I will probably never know if I cleaned out everything or not. My experience today is telling me that I cleaned a lot, but there's still maybe new stuff coming. And the ways we get our insights, the ways we clean, can differ. I've been part of family constellations myself, representing people in the constellations. If you do not know what a family constellation is, then you can head to my website and go to previous events, start scrolling down, you will come across family constellations. I also led multiple family constellations, and that's one way of discovering and cleaning out details. I also once witnessed a family constellation which was represented by women because it was about a woman and her mother line. And I got, during that constellation, a very clear view of my father line. I suddenly understood, just hit me like that. I understood everything that was happening in my father line and what happened, of course, generations before. I saw the dynamics because they were the same. And so you do not need to have your own family constellation organized. You do not need to be a participant or representative in a family constellation yourself. Sometimes just being in the room and observing can really give you the information you need, the insights you need, or trigger something which leads to getting your insights. The healing process may start in the moment itself, during the constellation, or just be triggered and then starts happening afterwards. Maybe there are things you need to do. And family constellations are very easy ways to bring up information that's blocking, bring up information that you did not know, but that's really influencing your life. Even though sometimes we do clearly see what's going on, we may not know what the root source is of that behavior of someone in the family. I've seen in the past week alone several cases of women suffering because of unresolved issues in their ancestral lines. And sometimes they're really intertwined because our life partners, we do choose them carefully. We choose them because we have stuff to resolve, we have stuff to learn. So you may say like, oh, I inherited this shit from my mom, and actually she inherited from her grandma, or it skipped my mom, but it came from my grandmother and her parents. But it is assumed that the big black wolf is, for example, your mom. Your father is also playing a role. There is a very high chance your father is playing a role in this. Because for your mom to be in a certain way, your father also needs to be in a certain way. Otherwise, the family situation would be different. And yeah, you may blame one of the two, but you should look at the whole picture. And when I say you inherited shit, you could literally be physically suffering, having physical complications, illnesses, whatever it is, because of this. And yeah, some doctors may come up with an explanation, but the real reason is energetic. In the end, every illness we have has an energetic root source. It is just that current medicine, which we call modern medicine, generally is not even interested in root sources. Generally, the modern medicine is only dealing with symptoms. Modern medicine is rarely focusing on prevention. Unless the prevention involves something that the medicine can make money on. The industry, of course. I mean, the current situation we're experiencing is a clear example. There's nowhere any talk about how to strengthen your immune system. It's only like, not to get sick, you should be vaccinated. Wow. The human race has survived for millennia, tens of thousands of years, maybe even hundreds of thousands of years, without any vaccination. The animal world, the plant world, has survived for millions, if not billions of years, without any chemical intervention. But leaving that aside, if you are open to see past the first layer of information that's in front of you, let's say I hold a piece of paper in front of you now, and you see there's some stuff written here, which is irrelevant. But if you can see past what's behind this paper, then you may discover more about a situation, about a location. I mean, if you're standing in front of a big door, you do not know what's behind it. So does the world end at that big door? Or would you like to open the door and see what's behind it, and then see where's that sound coming from that you're hearing? Where's maybe that beautiful music coming from? Is the radio playing? Or is the person who's actually playing himself or singing or whatever? Maybe you'll discover a beautiful artist. So where am I going with all this? You may ask. Well, first of all, I want you to be very aware that we cannot heal ourselves. We cannot improve the quality of our lives if we don't resolve our issues at the core. There is no pill that will resolve everything, unless you consider a suicide pill resolving everything, because you will die and then everything ended. There is no energetic healing that will resolve everything. Some people believe like Reiki is the answer to everything. I'll just go to a Reiki master and he'll fix me up. Yeah, he may fix something, but if you're not taking care of yourself, whatever that Reiki master has been doing it now, no matter how much you've paid him or her, you will get sick again. You will get in trouble again. You will have problems again. If you do not go to the root source of your issues, they will keep coming back, because that is how life works. Because life is about, yeah, you guessed it, evolving, learning, growing. And so if you today have, let's say, a physical problem, and start working on it. Start by looking at where is it coming from. And when I say looking, I mean feeling. And for that you may need to meditate. And then before you start the meditation, you ask the question, and then you go deeper, because you will get an answer, and then you go to see what's behind that answer. Then you find another answer, and then you go behind that answer. You find another answer, and you go behind that one. You keep going deeper and deeper and deeper until you suddenly feel it in your bones that you reached the root source, you reach the bottom of the pit. It may be a very deep pit, but then once you reach it, bang, you just have that inside you, like, that is the thing. And then the trick is to deal with that thing from here with love. And then you will see that that thing will start to transform. And the transformation will start to go upwards through all the different layers. That's how you heal. This is a technique that I have explained already to many people, but I guess it's the first time I do it on video. Or maybe I did already on video, I don't remember, maybe a few years back. And I really felt to record a video about this because I keep getting people on my path who were really suffering. And I have been really suffering as well from different things which were related to my ancestral lines. And only by going there with an open heart, with love, I managed to resolve them. And that is why I can honestly say today I feel much lighter. I am lighter than before. I even lost weight compared to before. I gained quite some weight at a certain moment because things really accumulated in my body. Because I had no clue I needed to deal with them. I didn't even know what was there to deal with in the first place. But then once you know, you have no excuse anymore to sit on your hands. It's time to get up, start acting. And then you may say, yeah, but my parents are still alive. Maybe it's easier when they're dead because then I can just talk to their souls. Well, you can still talk to their souls or talk to them personally. But the process starts first within you. For example, my relationship with my father transformed. Different stages. But the transformation every time happened when I changed. Then the relationship changed as well. It was not because I told him he had to change that he changed. I tried that. It worked for a brief period of time. And then things went back like they went before. So I was annoyed and upset again. But every time that I changed something, something changed. But I had to change something from a point of love. Without love, we cannot heal any wounds. We can try to run away from them, we can try to hide them, but that may only work short term. It's not even sure if it works short term. So if you're stuck in a situation where you feel like, okay, yes, I heard what you said and I already did practice, or you decide now to start practicing and then it doesn't really work out for you, you still get stuck, or you do not manage, for example, to get to the bottom of it, to find that root source, or you get stuck wherever in the process, even at the start, but at least try. And if you have tried and it didn't work, ask for help. Asking for help is a sign of strength. It's actually proof of you being strong, proof of you being courageous, that you have the balls to deal with your shit. That's a positive thing. May not sound like it, but it is. And so, yeah, you can decide to ask me or ask somebody else. But the important thing is that if you do not decide to move forward, you will not move forward. If you not decide to resolve literally dissolve, not resolve, dissolve all those chains that are holding you back, all those chains linking you to a past that you may or may not even be fully aware of. You need to dissolve them. So as long as you do not do this, you cannot move forward. So I really encourage you to take ownership of your life. Stop blaming others. Start walking forward. I can guarantee you, it's a beautiful journey. Yes, sometimes it's annoying. Yes, sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's painful. But it's so worth it. There will be so many moments of joy. And actually, the percentage of joy in your life will start to increase. Because the more you clean out, it's just like a house. The more you clean, the more clean space there will be. The more fresh air there will be. The more space to move around. So why stay in a room that's fully packed with crap that you really don't want in your life anymore? You can take action now. Now you have the answer. Now you know what to do. You know where to start. You have no more excuse. So do act. You're not alone in this. You're not the only one. And there is always support if you allow it in. Like, subscribe, and share.